All right, Shalom. I want to start off as always by giving our praises and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim, Bracha HaKudash. The honors unto the apostles, the elders, and the bishops of Great Millstone. I want to send much love unto the brothers out there doing this work of truth and sincerity. And I also want to send peace and blessings unto the believers of the hopeful elect. And in this lesson, I wanted to get into some current news and end-time prophecies. All right. I have 3 videos here pulled up, and I wanted to play a couple of minutes of each video so that you can see what some of these world leaders are talking about and how pretty much all their plans are geared towards the Motb. Okay. These are the steps that we're seeing for prophecy to be implemented. And so without further ado, I get into this information. I'll try my best not to make it too long. But Lord willing, this is edifying, okay? The first video is here from the World Governments Summit, which today was the last day of that meeting, I believe. But as you can see, the title of this video reads, Reimagining Technology for Government, a conversation with Larry Ellison and Tony Blair. Right. Now, this guy, Larry Ellison, okay, if you paid attention to Trump's inauguration, you would know that this guy, Larry Ellison, was a part of this big tech group who came and was in support of Donald Trump. All right. This is Larry Ellison. All right. He's in charge of OpenAI, I believe. And you have these other guys who are also tech geeks, CEOs of their, particular tech companies, right? I think this guy is over like Chat GTP, I believe. I could be mistaken. But these 3 here was at the inauguration. Trump gave them pretty much time to speak. They also had interviews outside of the White House and so on and so forth. All right. But this guy, Larry Ellison, he made an appearance on the World Government Summit. Okay. And I want to play a couple minutes of this video, but I want you to hear what this man has to say, because he is one of the individuals who will be implementing, or who is working, I should say, on Stargate, right? And we all know what Stargate is. If you don't know, I highly suggest you go and look into Stargate, right? That's Esau pretty much building the infrastructure for the Motb system, right? Trump said that he wants America to lead the world in artificial intelligence. They want to surpass China, so to speak, right? Well, in order to do that, they have to pretty much reshape this country, right? And they have to upgrade infrastructure so that it can be more accessible for AI and pretty much give them total control. All right. So let's listen in to Larry Ellison. All right. Here at the World Government Summit. And then I'll get into some scriptures, of course. So here we go. I have to step a little bit. The volume is good. Yeah. So here we go, man.
Right. Good morning, everyone. It's my great pleasure to welcome Larry Ellison to the World Government Summit. Larry was recently described by President Trump as one of the most serious players anywhere in the world, and by one media outlet as at the center of everything. He's the founder of Oracle, one of the most remarkable companies in the world. And Larry, it's a great pleasure to have you with us. Welcome.
It's great to see you, Tony. Thank you, Tony.
Larry, just to start with a general question. I mean, I sometimes describe this technology revolution as the 21st century equivalent of the 19th century industrial revolution, maybe more so. Give us your sense of the scale of this revolution, where it's taking us, and its implications, particularly for a lot of the people who are here today who are in government?
Well, about 18 months ago, when we began to fully grasp what the people at OpenAI, ChatGPT had achieved, a level of artificial intelligence that would actually advance human thinking. We created neural networks that could answer questions that human brains would struggle with.
Right. So let's examine that statement. He said that AI would advance human thinking. And that's the point of merging man with machine, right? They want to surpass this current human nature, right? They want to supersede it, transcend it, right? By connecting with AI, pretty much, right? They want to become gods in so many words. This is what he's saying. So let's play a portion there again, man. And I'll let it go ahead and play through.
Had achieved a level of artificial intelligence that would actually advance human thinking. We created neural networks that can answer questions that human brains would struggle with. When we came to grips with that, I made a speech and I said, "Is artificial intelligence the most important discovery in the history of humankind?" And question mark, maybe. We'll soon find out. 18 months later, I think it's very, very clear. It is a much bigger deal than the Industrial Revolution, electricity, everything that's come before. We will soon have not only artificial intelligence, but much sooner than anticipated, artificial general intelligence, and not in too distant future, artificial superintelligence. What is artificial and superintelligence? I'll quote my dear friend Elon Musk. Well, Elon said about artificial superintelligence, "I'm not looking forward to being a house cat."
I mean,
so we will have incredible reasoning power, the ability to discover things that would elude human minds, because this next generation of AI is going to reason so much faster, discover insights so much faster, whether it's being able to diagnose cancer in early stages, or design therapies, custom design vaccines for those cancers, custom made for your genomics and your specific tumor antigens. So that is one of the things that in medicine, we'll see revolutions in diagnostics and in therapeutics. As you know, Tony, we started a project where we're gathering satellite imagery from Kenya to California, and we can predict crop yields. So we could actually tell a farmer, a country, whether they're going to exceed what they expect from this year's harvest, or they're going to have a shortfall and they need to start preparing that. We can tell individual farmers that a part of their fields need additional irrigation, part of the field needs additional fertilizer. So we can improve yields in individual farms, and then we can do that on a much larger scale, where we can improve yields across countries and even entire regions of the world. I can go on, but AI will fundamentally change our lives in medicine, in agriculture, in robotics, across the board.
I mean, just to give some sense of this, and
I want to highlight the point where he mentioned how pretty much artificial intelligence is going to give them power, right? He said great reasoning power. And we know Esau is obsessed with power, man, all right? He mentioned how they have satellite images from Kenya all the way to California. You know, they can predict when you need this for your crops and that's for your crops. This man is really telling you without saying it in so many words that he's a God, okay? He can tell you, right, when to add to your crops and not add to your crops, and what to do here and what to do there. They have specific medicines, as he said, to fit your genome, all right? This is godlike ability, okay? And Larry Ellison is telling you, hey, look, we can achieve this stuff. We can do it, right? He's not saying maybe do it. He said, no, we can do it, all right? So this is very interesting, man, all right? This devil is declaring himself a god through his technology, man, all right? speaking about the power he's going to have. So I'll play a couple more minutes here, then I'm going to get into some precepts, all right?
And how it applies to government. So obviously in things like healthcare, but I guess also in things like education, also in maybe the type of seeds that farmers will use for their crops. I mean, there's a whole series of innovations, and maybe just to because I think people are familiar with the concept of artificial general intelligence, artificial super intelligence, but just give us a sense of what that's going to mean to the development of science.
Well, science, and as science develops, of course, it has incredible economic and social consequences. So you just mentioned a couple of examples. As you know, we are busily trying to design a next generation of rice that grows in saltwater. We are busily trying to design the next generation of maize that fixes nitrogen from the atmosphere, so the maize will not require fertilizer. Fertilizer has a number of problems, one of which certain farmers in certain countries can't afford it. So we'll be able to lower the cost of growing, increase yields by having a whole new generation of seeds for wheat, for corn.
In other words, more GMOs, okay? The Most High already designed rice. He designed the fruits and the vegetables, man. But Esau is talking about producing his own design of creation, pretty much tampering with it, okay? And make it so where you can like it and it could be cheaper, yada, yada, yada. This is why the scriptures say that this man, his wisdom and his knowledge has perverted him. He's trying to alter creation unto his liking, unto his control. Let's grab the scripture real quick. Isaiah 47 verse 10, it says, for thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, okay? And Esau's wickedness lies heavy within his science, okay? His so-called science. He does a lot of wickedness, okay? It says, thou hast said, none seeth me, right? He's in some laboratory deep off in the earth somewhere, you know, experimenting on things, trying this, trying that, okay? If Larry Ellison could come out and say, oh, we're redesigning rice, we're redesigning this, that means that there's somewhere in some laboratory, right, doing trials and errors on how to redesign rice. This is crazy. This man has a problem with what is, okay? The Most High already made what is, bro. Why are you trying to better what the Most High already made? If you read Genesis chapter 1, it tells you, it says, it was very good. He looked at all the creation, and the Lord said it was very good, man. He didn't say, well, I don't like that tree right there. I don't like that tree. And, I don't like how that platypus look. No, Lord didn't say that. All the creation was good in his eyes. He said very good. He was pleased with it. Okay? The Most High was pleased with creation. But here you got Esau. He wants to change that, right? So it says, for thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it had perverted thee. And thou hast said in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. So his wisdom and his knowledge has led him astray to the point where he says that he's God. He's telling you what he can do with AI and how it can, make certain vaccines to cure this and heal that and all this stuff. It's making this man crazy pretty much, okay? They're getting boastful. And as I play the clip of Yuval Noah Harari, you're really going to see these scriptures manifest about thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it had perverted thee. Because that guy, Yuval Noah Harari, is a demon, okay? And he's gay. So, yeah, I mean, it's double trouble with that guy, all right? But this man is perverted. Here we go.
For rice that will really provide food security for the planet, at least for the next few generations.
Right, and when you come to government and what government's doing, there are artificial intelligence tools, and some of them I know that Oracle have developed around financial management for government, but also tell us a bit about because you're right at the forefront of this revolution, what it means for what government should do in terms of its digital infrastructure, digital ID, data centers, and so on.
In other words, if AI is really this great, how do I take advantage of it? Because the impacts are enormous. And it's very interesting because almost no one is talking.
Hold up. Let's go back a little bit, right? He mentioned digital IDs. Here we go.
At least for the next few generations.
Right, and when you come to government and what government's doing, there are artificial intelligence tools, and some of them I know that Oracle have developed around financial management for government, but also tell us a bit about because you're right at the forefront of this revolution, what it means for what government should do in terms of its digital infrastructure, digital ID, data centers, and so on.
Digital IDs, right? This is what these governments are going to be implementing, okay? Be on the lookout very soon, man, for a digital ID. And we know, according to the Sustainable Development Goals, right, the digital ID is going to be tied to your digital bank account. This is what they're saying, okay? Look at Esau. He's smiling, right? Happy. These are devils, man. These are demons. Okay, look at this demon, but it's a demon, bro. Right? A sick individual. Esau, man. And they're talking about this like, they're talking about some football highlights or something, or some, or some kind of sport. A game. But they're literally discussing pretty much digital enslavement, right? And how these governments need to implement these things. Esau is a maniac, bro. Here we go.
In other words, if AI is really this great, how do I take advantage of it? Because the impacts are enormous. And it's very interesting because almost no one is talking about that. Everyone is talking about, and I will answer the question in just a second. Everyone's talking about these fantastic NVIDIA chips that allow us to build these huge AI models, how the data centers, Oracle's building a 2.2 gigawatt data center that costs between 50 and soon $100 billion to build these data centers and train these models. Because these models are so expensive, you won't build your own as a rule. There'll be a handful of these models. Question is, how do you take advantage of these incredible AI models? And the first thing a country needs to do is to unify all of their data so it can be consumed and used by the AI model. Everyone talks about the AI.
Right. Put everybody information, right, this data into this AI model so we can track and trace everything so that we can know everything. Okay? This is a demon, man. Esau is a demon, bro. He wants to know everything. Okay? This is him saying, I'm God. Here we go.
AI model, and they are astonishing. But how do you provide a context? I want to ask questions about my country. What's going on in my country? What's happening to my farmers? I need to give it my climate data. Now, it's probably has your climate data already, but I need to know exactly what crops are growing and which farms, and to predict the output. So I have to take satellite images. I have to take those satellite images for my country and feed that into a database that is accessible by the AI model. So I have to tell the AI model as much about my country as I can. You tell part of the story with these satellite models. You get a huge amount of information. You tell it where roads are, where borders are, where your utilities are. So you need to provide a map of your country for the farms and all of the utility infrastructure and your borders. All of that you have to provide. But beyond that, if you want to improve population health, you have to take all of your healthcare data, your diagnostic data, your electronic health records, your genomic data. And in the Middle East, in the UAE, for example, they're incredibly rich in data. They have a lot of population data. The NHS in the UK has an incredible amount of population data, but it's fragmented. It's not easily accessible by these AI models. We have to take all of this data we have in our country and move it into a single, if you will, unified data platform. So we provide context when we want to ask a question.
In other words, let's establish the MOTB. In order for Esau to track and trace everything, he needs your data. Larry Ellison is telling these different governments around the world at this World Government Summit that, hey, look, you guys have to upload everything about your country. The medical information, financial information, agriculture information, how many people in your country, everything. You have to put it inside this unified AI model so we can know what's going on in your country. All right? This is the MOTB system, bro. It's impossible for Esau to track everything without the data. He needs the data. Plus, putting that C-hip under your skin, that's really going to give him that power and control. But Larry Ellison is saying, look, give us the data, all right, put it inside these AI models, and then we will know what's going on with everybody around the world simultaneously. So pretty much with AI, Esau can become God. Now, I want to stop right here in this video. Okay, you're going to watch all of it. It's good, man. This guy just talking, pretty much telling you what's coming down the pipe. Larry Ellison, man, with Trump. Stargates, okay? Everything that Larry Ellison is saying is a part of Stargates. So, next video here, all right, this is from the Tesla space. It says, Neuralink reveals major new update, right? So, Neuralink has pretty much upgraded, right? Some of its capabilities, right, has been updated. So this is pretty much saying that they made new breakthroughs with this Neuralink brain implant. Okay, this brain computer interface, right? So I'm gonna play a little bit of this video here, and hopefully it's edifying. All right, so here we go.
On today's episode, how Neuralink will connect man and machine. Tesla ramps up Optimus manufacturing.
You heard that? Did you hear that? How Neuralink will merge man and machine. That's the goal, okay? Larry Ellison said earlier that, look, AI is going to pretty much give us superpowers. It's going to make us go beyond our human nature. This is what Larry Ellison said. Now you have this guy here with Tesla, right? He's telling you that, look, the goal of Tesla, the goal of Neuralink is to merge man with machine. And as you watch this video, you will see that with this upgrade or this update that Neuralink has made with their technology. Okay? This shit is crazy, man. But this is the power or the knowledge the Lord has gave Esau to be able to do these things, man. Bro, this shit is weird, bro. Okay? Here we go.
The Boring Company expands their Las Vegas loop, and vandalism against Tesla vehicles becomes a global trend. Elon Musk's brain implant company Neuralink has just released details of a new study involving human patients that will blur the line between man and machine, Convoy. In a blog post titled "A Year of Telepathy," the company reflected on initial results of their prime human trials, which now involves 3 patients, Noland, Alex, and Brad. All 3 individuals are unable to move their arms and legs, Noland and Alex due to spinal cord injuries, and Brad due to ALS, also known as Lou Gehrig's disease. They each volunteered to participate in Neuralink's PRIME study, a clinical trial to demonstrate that the Link implant is safe and useful in the daily lives of people living with paralysis. The study participants have now had their links implanted for a combined total of over 670 days, and they've used Neuralink's telepathy software for over 4,900 hours in total. The time using the device includes both scheduled research sessions with Neuralink engineers and the patient's independent use in their everyday lives, which in many ways is the key indicator of how successful the Neuralink technology really is, the effect on a person's quality of life. In the last month, participants used the link independently for an average of 6.5 hours per day. Over the past year, the world has gotten to know Neuralink patient number 1, Noland Arbaugh, who was implanted in January 2024. Noland says in the update, "The link has helped me reconnect with the world, my friends, and my family. It's given me the ability to do things on my own again without needing my family at all hours of the day and night." Noland recently completed a 72-hour live stream demonstrating the telepathy app on the X platform. This has Noland thinking optimistically about his future for the first time since his injury 15 years ago. He says, "I'm trying to get back to school. I'm also considering trying to find work and be a productive member of society again." Patient number 2 is Alex. Prior to his own spinal cord injury, Alex was designing and building automobile components. With his new ability to reliably use a computer via telepathy, Alex now designs 3D objects using computer-aided design software and makes graphics on Adobe Illustrator. With these tools, he's built hardware and made advertisements for his family's business. Alex has also become the first patient to enroll in a new study at Neuralink, control of assistive devices via brain-computer interface technology, also known as Convoy. The main goal is to determine whether participants can successfully modulate their brain activity to control devices such as an assistive robotic arm. This study will assess the effectiveness, consistency, and safety of neural control using the arm and other assistive devices. This is something that Neuralink hinted at a couple of weeks ago with a video of a robotic arm drawing a transport truck on a piece of paper. That was Alex using his thoughts to guide the robot, and Neuralink has followed that up with a new video that shows him using the arm to strum a guitar. Here's how Alex describes the experience.
Now, this guy Alex, okay, through Neuralink, he has the power to control a damn robot, okay? If this is not witchcraft, bro, before your eyes, all right? I don't know what to tell you, bro. This is crazy. He's controlling the robot with his mind, okay? Making it draw, making it play a guitar. And this is just the beginning stages, bro. All right? This is just the beginning stages, man. This about to get crazy, all right? But they're showing these things pretty much to get individuals, right, who are paralyzed or whatnot, to say, hey, look, even though that you're in that condition, you still can use your mind to so-called thrive that life, okay? Giving them hope. Boy, oh boy. This shit is wild, man, but Esau got the technology to do it, man. He got the technology to do it, bro. Here we go.
It's such an amazing feeling being able to go from a concept to an actual working piece of equipment that does exactly what I want. I want everyone, disabled and non-disabled, to have the desire to create something new. Hopefully, I can inspire somebody to make a positive change in someone's life. And the most recent addition to Neuralink's PRIME study is Brad. Implanted in late 2024, given his late-stage ALS, Brad is unable to speak or move any part of his body besides his eyes and the corners of his mouth. He has relied on an eye tracker to type letters as his only means of communicating. The biggest limitation of eye tracking is that it doesn't work in bright light, preventing Brad from communicating when outdoors, and that's resulted in him spending much of his time in darkness with the window blinds drawn. But not anymore. With the link, Brad has been able to communicate in a variety of environments by typing on his computer screen. Brad says, "The most significant thing that happened this week will sound strange to you. I got to use the computer on the porch, and it worked." In just the past couple of weeks, the link has enabled Brad to watch his son win a regional robotics competition, chat with neighbors at the park, and give a talk with a live Q&A session to the youth at his local church. Neuralink is currently working with Brad to integrate AI language models into a communication software that would work through the Link device, essentially giving Brad his voice back. Neuralink is continuing their recruitment efforts for patients with either spinal cord injury or ALS. These trials are active in the US at the Barrow Neurological Institute in Phoenix, Arizona, and the University of Miami in Florida. Neuralink has also expanded their study to Canada with an active investigation at the University Health Network in Toronto, and they are in the process of establishing an active trial in the United Kingdom as well. Did you know your online activity is vulnerable every time you connect to public?
Okay, so I want to stop it there, man. But as you can see, they made updates, upgrades to Neuralink, pretty much showing you the power of Esau's technology. All right, the miracles, okay, that come with taking these implants. And here in Thessalonians, okay, it speaks about the miracles of Esau, right? The power that he's operating in. You read this here, 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, starting in verse 8, it says, "And then shall that wicked be revealed, which is Esau, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth." And this is twofold, all right? Because first he's talking about the chariots, right? But then you also can apply this to the prophets, preaching the gospel, right? But it's talking about the Lord with the chariots, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming, even him who's working, even him who's coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders. Now I'm going to grab two words here in this verse, in verse 9 here. The first word is working, right? He's working of Satan.
Strong's G 1753. Energia.
Which pretty much goes into energy. Okay, this is where the word energy comes from. Excuse me. It says working, efficiency. And the New Testament used only of superhuman power, whether of God or of the devil. Okay. And with Esau's technology, they're promising superhuman power. Okay. If you go back here and listen to what this guy said, bro, listen to this dude, bro. He told you, hey, look, AI gonna give us superpowers. Watch this.
It's the 21st century equivalent of the 19th century industrial revolution, maybe more so. Give us your sense of the scale of this revolution, where it's taking us, and its implications, particularly for a lot of the people who are here today who are in government.
Well, about 18 months ago, when we began to fully grasp what the people at OpenAI, ChatGPT had achieved, a level of artificial intelligence that would actually advance human thinking. We created neural networks that could answer questions that human brains would struggle with. When we came to grips with that, I made a speech and I said,
advanced human thinking. Pretty much transcending the level we at right now. This is what Esau want to do, to make them superhuman, right? The next word I'm going to grab here is wonders, okay? And this is pretty much directed toward the Neuralink.
Strong's G 5059. Terras. Terras.
It says a prodigy, portent, miracle performed by anyone. So Esau, he can perform miracles on the left-hand side, right? Just like Pharaoh's and his witches that he had with him, his magicians who came before Moses and Aaron, they were performing miracles on the left-hand side, turning their snakes into rods and so on and so forth. Okay, they actually did that. And that's why Pharaoh was so goddamn, bold and arrogant, because he knew of the power that they had, but one thing he didn't know about is Yahweh, the true power, right? Where power really comes from. And this is what Esau going to find out. He think he on some level. He think he's somebody special. But the Most High going to show him what true power is. Okay? This is real, man. So, I'll move on here. Last thing. I'm sure some of you brothers and sisters may have seen this video here already. I actually watched it today, this morning at work. I watched this video. A pretty good video. Okay, but I want to get to the point of this video here by Ones That Can See. It says, warning, they just said that the Stargate project promises under the skin surveillance healthcare, excuse me. And we know what under the skin means, okay? We know what they're going to lead to. The Motb, all right? But these devils got a very cunning way of saying things, all right? But they're really going to come with this Motb, man. All right, so let's listen to this here. We're going to listen to a little bit of Yuval Noah Harari, all right? Their fruitcake, and Klaus Schwab, right? The crack pipe. So here we go. Let's go here, bro. I'll start right here.
Emotions. How about being able to detect through the television how you're feeling when you're hearing certain news reported? It's about monitoring and full-on surveillance of every single thing that's going on under your skin. How do you think that this stuff is going to happen without artificial intelligence? They'll ease you in by saying that AI could save lives. A doctor misdiagnosed someone, but thankfully AI was in the room. And the AI recorded the whole conversation and gave its own analysis, which was different than the human doctor. And guess what? The AI detected something that the human doctor didn't. And because of the AI, this person had their life saved. They would have died in a few weeks because they were misdiagnosed. But AI doesn't miss diagnoses, right? And people say, that's great, that's wonderful. They'll keep hearing propaganda like that. And eventually they'll start bringing up what Larry just brought up and talking about, hey, we could prevent having lockdowns and quarantines and all this other stuff if AI has access underneath your skin, because you'll be able to do all these things that you could do with the Fitbit, just more. You'll be able to track not just your heart rate and your steps. We'll be able to track your white blood cell count, your red blood cell count, any pathogens that might be in your body, any cancer that could be in there. This will be able to detect it for you. You'll be having your own personal doctor inside of your body. And that's ultimately what they're getting at when they talk about AI healthcare, is that AI is inside of you, changing your genetic code and what it means to be a human. This is called under the skin surveillance, and they're not hiding it.
COVID is critical because this is what convinces people to accept, to legitimize total biometric surveillance. If we want to stop this epidemic, we need not just to monitor people, we need to monitor what's happening under their skin, their body temperature. Like we walked in here, we had to go through a body temperature test. No, I think maybe in a couple of decades when people look back, the thing they will remember from the COVID crisis is this is the moment when everything went digital. And if this was the moment when everything became monitored, that we agreed.
You see that? You see that? They use COVID as a tool, in so many words, as a scapegoat to make everything go digital, man. It was their excuse, okay? And when the next crisis comes, they're going to say, hey, look, because of this situation, now we got to monitor you. Now we got to give you CBDCs and digital IDs because of this, right? These are devils, man. Esau's a devil, okay? Especially this guy here. He's a flaming fruit fly alphabet community nigga. All right, this guy, bro. This is a demon, bro. Okay, I mean, this is a high level demon. You've all know Harari, bro. Okay, look at this guy, bro. Here we go.
To be surveyed all the time, not just in authoritarian regimes, but even in democracies. And maybe most importantly at all, this was the moment when surveillance started going under the skin. The biometric sensor.
No, man. Where surveillance started going under the skin. How that gonna happen? What does Esau have that can go under our skin and to where he can survey us, right? Track out every move. He's telling you, bro, it's the Motb, bro. They're openly telling you this right before your eyes. And yet you still got Israelites out there who scoff and mock. But guess what? You never see them guys react to videos like this. They don't talk about central bank digital currencies, digital IDs, okay, the carbon footprint, the AI infrastructure. They don't even mention it. Jake talking about some fringes, okay, and not sleeping with the Edomite woman. That's all Jake talking about. Jake ain't talking about nothing else, bro. The law. Hey, brother, you can't be sleeping with no Edomite woman, brother. You going off. You can't have more than one wife, brother. This is what Jake talking about. Meanwhile, Esau saying, look, nigga, I'm finna put some more, I'm finna put this under your skin to track you. So the Motb is more than just buying and selling, okay? Buying and selling, right, is pretty much the chief thing in life, you know? It tells you that inside of Sirach. But it's more to it, man. It's more to it. You just buying and selling with the Esau gonna be able to have the ability to track you. And not only track you, you've all know Harari gonna tell you, look, we're gonna have the ability to know how you feel. Okay? This is the same thing Klaus Schwab said back in 2017. He said, look, 10 years from now, I quote, he said, you all will have brain implants. And I will be able to know how you're feeling by reading your implants. He's going to say, look, I'm going to be able to know how you feel about this interview, about anything. We will know because you're going to have the implant in you. And they can detect how you feel, man. This is godlike power. But let's hear this fruit fly say what he's going to say, and then I'm going to get the scriptures, okay? This shit is real, dog.
Sensor. It's the thing, it's the gadget, it's the technology that converts biological data into digital data that can be analyzed by computers. And having the ability to really monitor people under the skin, this is the biggest game changer of all. With this kind of surveillance, I mean, you watch the big president, the big leader, gives a speech on television. The television could be monitoring you and knowing whether you're angry or not, just by analyzing the cues, the biological cues coming from your body. So now people are now watching us online all over the world, this conversation. Now, maybe even right now, the people who are watching us are being watched and analyzed And the thing is, it's not just you're now watching this. The thing is, we know that you're watching this, and we also know how you feel. Are you angry?
You heard that? He said, we're going to know how you feel about what we're saying. And that's going to help them to weed out those who are rebellious, those who don't want to comply, bro. Bro, this is crazy, right? This is crazy, but this is going to give Esau godlike ability, bro. He think he the most high, bro. Watch this. This Sirach chapter 42, starting at verse 17, it says, the Lord had not given power to the saints to declare all his marvelous works, which the Almighty Lord firmly settled, that whatsoever is might be established by his glory, established for his glory. He seeketh out the deep in the heart and considered the crafty devices. But now Esau is saying, look, through our technology, we can seek out how you feel inside. We can tell if you're scoffing or mocking or whatever. We'll know through our technology. He says, for the Lord knoweth all that may be known, and he beholdeth the signs of the world. He declared the things that are past and for to come, and revealed the steps of hidden things. No thought escapeth him, neither any word is hidden from him. But now you have Noah, Yuval Harari. He's saying, look, we will know how you feel about what we're saying. Bro, listen to this shit, bro. This is crazy. But they're saying we will know how you feel, what you think. Do you know how fucking crazy that sound, bro? They will know how you feel and think without you saying something. They can just read your chip to know how you feel at that moment, man. That is godlike. Without you saying one word, they can know how you feel, what you're thinking. What the fuck? What? That is witchcraft, man. Here we go, bro. Listen to this, bro. This is crazy.
This conversation. Now, maybe even right now, the people who are watching us are being watched and analyzed. And the thing is, it's not just you're now watching this. The thing is, we know that you're watching this, and we also know how you feel. Are you angry about what you hear? Are you frightened? Are you bored? This is the kind of power that Stalin didn't have. When Stalin gave a speech, everybody, of course, clapped their hand and smiled. Now, how do you know what they really think about Stalin? It's very difficult. You can't have a KGB agent following everybody all the time. Even if you do it, he's just watching your outside behavior. He doesn't really know what's happening in your mind. But in 10 years, the future Stalins of the 21st century, they could be watching the minds, the brains of all the population all the time. And also they will have the computing power to analyze all that. It's not just having an agent following everybody all the time. The agent in Stalin's days writes a paper report, and you have these millions of paper reports piling up in Moscow. Somebody needs to read them, to analyze them. That's impossible. Now you don't need human agents. You don't need human analyzers. You just have a lot of sensors and an AI which analyzes it, and that's it. You have the worst totalitarian regime in history. And COVID is important because COVID legitimizes some of the crucial steps, even in democratic countries.
The really big thing is hacking human beings. To hack human beings, you need a lot of biological knowledge, a lot of computing power, and especially a lot of data. If you have enough data about me and enough computing power and biological knowledge, you can hack my body, my brain, my life. You can reach a point when you know me better than I know myself. And once you reach that point, and we are very close to that point, then democracy, the free market as we have, and actually all political systems, also authoritarian regimes, we have no idea what happens once you pass that point. Now, in the past, many tyrants and governments wanted to do it, but nobody understood biology well enough. And nobody had enough computing power and data to hack millions of people. Neither the Gestapo nor the KGB could do it. But
what do he mean by hacking millions of people, bro? That's an Motb, bro. Hey, look, man. If you can't see what the hell this is, bro, I don't know what to tell you. How can they hack millions of people? What would they use to do that, bro? It's an Motb, man. Okay, you can get done watching this video, bro. I'm about to close out. All right, I've been going a little long here. But Lord will know it's edifying, man. All praise Yahweh Shema Shai B'Shem Chakadash. Hey, man, keep your head on a swivel, bro. It's serious, okay? And this thing about the hit, bro, all right? Be on the lookout. Shalom.